In this digital modeling lesson, we're going to learn how to use textiles for our product. Now, as you know, the desk that I've designed here and brought into 3dsMax has textures, but there's no fabric in here. And Z-Line has requested that we incorporate materials, so I'm going to show you how to add fabric. And in this case, I'm going to create a rectangle that I'm going to give properties of a fabric material. So what I need to do is in the modify, I'm going to add two components. The first component that I'm going to add is the garment maker, and this is going to give it some attributes. So when it falls, it'll blow in the wind, so to speak. And then I also need to make sure that this is a cloth material. And I'm going to go ahead and raise that up over the desk because I'm going to have this actually be used in a manner where I'm debuting a product. So I'm actually going to do this in a reverse process. And so I'm going to go ahead and select the garment maker, and I'm going to make the density, how thick the material it is. I'm going to change it to 0.75. And you can experiment with this. And then I'm going to change the attributes for the cloth. And what I'm doing here is I'm defining that the cloth is the object that is going to drop down over this desk. So what I'm going to do then is all the layers that we created in AutoCAD, I'm going to select. And I will add that to what is colliding with this fabric. And so I've done that. Now I'll go ahead and grab the rectangle or my cloth, define it as cloth, and then I will have it collide with all the other objects, which is my desk. And so once I do that, what has to happen though is the computer has to go through its math coprocessor and figure out what is actually going on. And you only have to do this once, so I'm going to simulate this. So it's going to do a slow animation here, which is figuring it out through the computer. And so it takes about 15 to 30 seconds here. And so you can see what is going to develop and transpire. And you can experiment with this as you go along to see how it's going to look with the different attributes. I'm pretty satisfied with this. However, this cloth has no definition to it. It hasn't been given any sort of a material property in graphic sense. So I want to use the Z-Line Design logo. So I'll go ahead and drop that on there as a JPEG, and I'll go ahead and do a quick little demo of it. Now the problem is I want this to debut, so I'm going to have to change this a little bit. What I'm going to do here is in the time configuration, I'm simply going to change it to reverse. And so that way, when I animate it, it's going to start at the end of the sequence and go in reverse. And I think I also want to change the logo here so that it is smaller, and I'll add a couple dozen more or so here. And you can do this in Photoshop, but you can also just as easily do it here in the material editor. So here's my Z-Line design. It reads better, I think. And so now when I go ahead and push play to preview it, it should start on the bottom and then go up, which is what I'm after here. So I'm debuting the product at a showroom, and it's lifted off the curtain, and there it is. And so we've completed the lesson on how to apply material textile properties within 3dsMax.